Good evening. I'm student meteorologist David Stoltz, and here's a live look at Doak Campbell Stadium. You see the sun is trying to set here on the horizon, and back here in the background we actually have a cumulonimbus cloud from a line of storms that passed through earlier. Currently the temperature is 81 degrees under partly cloudy skies with northeast wind at 8 miles per hour, and the radar is showing these lines of showers and storms moving through the area. They will continue to move through the area and slowly clear out later tonight, the next couple hours. You see over the peninsula of Florida, we do have tropical wave that is moving through, providing moisture for those showers and storms across the state. Tonight, expect a low of 71 degrees under as the rain clears out and with a wind at the east-northeast at 8 miles per hour. Tomorrow, expect a high of 84 degrees with isolated storms in the afternoon once again, an east-northeast wind at 8 miles per hour. Tonight's show, we're talking about the 80s, 80s, 80s. Rain is back, and a look at Hurricane Epsilon on FSU Weather, Wednesday edition.
Good evening, everyone. I'm student meteorologist Zach Richards.
And I'm student meteorologist Riley Winch.
Riley, it's been a pretty wet day out there in Tallahassee today, really all across Florida.
Yes, it has. I actually myself got caught in a storm while walking through campus today, so that's a reminder. If you're in the Tallahassee area today, you might want to bring an umbrella along with you just in case.
Yeah, it's the first time we've seen rain in quite a little while, so it might be kind of a welcome change for some of us, but you know, much of the Panhandle right now is getting some rain from that influence of that tropical wave David was talking about a minute ago. We expect their storms to continue over the next couple days.
Definitely, yeah. And speaking of the tropics, today we have Hurricane Epsilon just made it to a major hurricane status. That'll become the third major hurricane of the 2020 Atlantic hurricane season, and it's a very impressive looking storm.
Yeah, it really is. It almost kind of looks like it's trying to hybridize a little bit. Some of us might remember the perfect storm back in '91. Some people were flashing up online a comparison of the two. Obviously not the same situation, but really interesting how similar looking situations can happen multiple years apart.
Exactly, and when this storm is looking a little hybrid, it's that time of year, late October, where we start to see tropical entities, even when they develop in the Atlantic, start looking a little bit more nor'easterly at times. So this is definitely one of those situations. Absolutely.
We have a jam-packed show for you this evening. There's a lot to talk about here locally and just all around the nation. Of course, we have Epsilon, but let's zoom out a little bit. Let's take a look at the southeast. David, what's on tap tonight?
Well, Zach, we still have warm temperatures across the southeast with 80s across most of the southeast, mid-80s. And as you get down into Florida, you can see it gets into the upper 70s, and that's due to the rainfall that is occurring over Florida currently due to a tropical wave moving through the area. And with a tropical wave, you can have deep moisture, and so you can see the dew points at 72 degrees here in Orlando, and down here in Miami you can see it is 74 degrees dew point. As you move to the north, those dew points do come down as you get away from that tropical wave and that deep tropical moisture. The winds around the southeast currently over Florida, mostly out of the east, southeast, and there's actually Miami has a wind out of the northeast at 6 miles per hour, and in Montgomery at 12 miles per hour. So depending on where you're at, your wind direction will vary, but mostly over Florida you can see it's out of the east or out of the southeast. And radar showing that rain and moisture over the peninsula of Florida with that tropical wave. South Florida really got a dousing yesterday and today from this tropical wave. A couple inches of rain fell in Palm Beach County, and actually there was a flood advisory at one point in time. Up here in the Panhandle, we're getting in on some of that moisture as it moves to the north. Today's outlook for thunderstorms, nothing severe, just general thunderstorms across the peninsula, and pretty much just covering about central Georgia south down to the Miami area. Over the next 48 hours, what can we expect? Well, we can expect more showers and storms moving up here out of the south associated with this tropical wave, and this will continue for the next couple of days, enhancing the rain chances across Florida and the Big Bend area. Tonight's forecast lows anywhere from the mid-70s down in South Florida. As you move north here in Tallahassee, you expect a low of 70. And you get up to Little Rock, 63 degrees for a low tonight. And those tomorrow temperatures are going to look on the warm side still. It looks like it's maybe late summer or going into early fall. And so we see these temperatures anywhere from the mid-80s to Jacksonville has actually a high of 81, probably some rain showers in the area in the forecast for them. Little Rock at 85 degrees. So now I'm going to pass things off to Zach, who's going to talk about
Local. We're
Local,
going back
thank
in
you.
here. Yeah, no, we're coming a little closer, back closer to home here. It is always a beautiful evening over Doak Campbell Stadium, but even better when we can see the sunset. And this time of the year, watching FSU weather is a perfect way to see the sunset if you haven't been outside. Maybe take a quick look between rain bands. You can see behind me here, we do have that storm cloud fading off into the distance, thankfully, but more rounds are probably on the way. At right now, it's 81 degrees. We do have those partly cloudy skies. There's winds out of the northeast, 5 to 10 miles an hour. There's bands of rain are going to continue to push off to the west. You can see one just moved through here around 5 o'clock, and another one right here behind me. I'll go ahead and move so you can see. Over here as we go towards Dowling Park and down towards the Cross City area, these lines of storms are going to continue to move into the Tallahassee area. Overall, it's part of this larger wave, this tropical wave. It's not a hurricane. It's not going to get a name. It's much weaker, but it is an area of low pressure. It does have a lot of moisture really associated with it. And this is going to continue to drag up along and through the state of Florida and continue to push those scattered showers and thunderstorms into our local area. The storm outlook, anywhere here in this light green shading, it is the kind of that chance of just regular general thunderstorms. We're not expecting anything severe or, no large hail or damaging winds, but a nice good soaking. You're probably going to hear some rumbles of thunder, and it's going to make your commute kind of soggy. As you're looking across the area, temperature-wise, it's 81 here in Tally, but much cooler areas where it's just rained. Up here towards Thomasville, it just stopped raining a couple minutes ago. It's only 73. A little warmer over towards Valdosta. They've had a chance to warm up at 79. And down here towards Apalachicola, a good example of someone who has not seen much rain today, where we would be if it hadn't rained, in the mid-80s there. As we go through the evening here, we're going to continue to see those storm chances. Wind speed and direction looks kind of disorganized. Generally, we're going to kind of expect this east to west flow of the winds, but locally, it's not really strong enough to really show up well. Over the next 24 hours, overnight, things kind of calm down, and then as we get into the day tomorrow, those scattered showers and storms continue to push on. Once again, much like we saw today, it's kind of a copy and paste repeat system. And the 3-day forecast in Tallahassee will show that we're going to continue to have those chances of showers and storms hanging around. 84, 83, and then 84 respectively, keeping those chances of rain around. And then for the week ahead, looking out a little farther in time, yeah, the mid-80s are going to continue. Overnight, we're staying warm down into the 70s. We only have a 30% chance of rain up tomorrow. Wouldn't be surprised if that gets upped a little bit in tomorrow's forecast, but for right now, we're going to keep it around that 30% mark, and really 50% chances of rain for Friday and Saturday. Now, our football game, which I'll be getting into a little bit later against Louisville, is at Louisville, so hopefully we won't have to worry about these showers. But yeah, not great weather if you're going to be hanging out outside or trying to cut the grass or anything like that. But those better weather days are coming as we get into the second half of next week, Monday, Tuesday, and into Wednesday. Highs in the mid-80s, lows in the middle to upper 60s, and very low chance of rain, 0% chance of rain. That's probably the best Monday forecast you can really ask for. We often associate Monday with not being too great of a day. But yeah, as we're looking into next week, better weather is on the way. If you don't like the rain, things are going to dry out. We're going to keep it seasonable and keep it nice. David and Riley, what do we got tonight?
Well, Zach, the forecast looks good next week. Rain clears out, and there'll be some drier weather. Right now, we're going to talk about Hurricane Epsilon. So, Riley, what is going on with Hurricane Epsilon?
Well, as I said earlier, Hurricane Epsilon was upgraded to the third major hurricane of the 2020 Atlantic hurricane season earlier this evening. Actually, as of the 5 p.m. advisory, it was upgraded from Cat 2 to Cat 3. So we've had three major hurricanes so far this year. Those were Laura, Delta, and now Epsilon. But luckily, Epsilon is not going to be affecting anywhere land areas. It might have a skirt with Bermuda, but not bringing its worst of its impacts there.
Right. I mean, this 2020 has been a busy hurricane season. Like you said, there's three major hurricanes. And we've gone up to Epsilon in the Greek alphabet. And Epsilon became a major hurricane today. They upgraded to It has winds of 115 miles per hour. It's like Riley was saying, it's going to skirt Bermuda. Bermuda will have some enhanced wave action and probably some enhanced rain showers and some squally weather, but they're not going to have a direct hit. The storm will remain a fish storm, which is good, Riley, right?
Definitely, and I think one interesting thing with this storm is it might be a major hurricane, but the wind field of its major hurricane force sustained winds is very, very small, although it does have a large tropical storm force wind field that does expand quite a distance from its center. So the worst of the winds are very compact in the storm, luckily not going to be reaching Bermuda.
That's a great thing. We'll have to watch where the storm goes next week, because it looks like Monday it may approach somewhere in Europe, like UK, or maybe someplace over there. I don't know. I can't see the extended forecast out more than 5 days, but it's possible that the storm may be a hybrid by then, but it could affect Europe in some way.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of it looking like a hybrid, as we said earlier, the comparisons to the 1991 perfect storm, it's that time of year again where we're seeing that transition between seasons and transition hopefully towards the end of hurricane season. So hopefully Epsilon could be our last storm. Let's knock on wood and hope for that there. Well, let's go ahead and head to Zach at the wall for our national forecast.
Yeah, thanks, Riley. And yeah, well, 2020 actually let us off the hook. Will this be the final storm? I don't think anybody really knows until the calendar flips over. So we're just going to have to keep our eyes peeled. Speaking of keeping your eyes peeled, can you play Find the Front? It's pretty easy tonight. Cool air bottled up here in Canada. We're looking at 50s here in Chicago and 30s up towards Minneapolis, where you had some snow this past week, up around 6 inches, and you can get some more snow before the week is over. Meanwhile, here in the south, the warm, moist air is kind of bottled up here as we're looking here towards Texas and over towards Memphis in the 80s. And here out west, once again, you can really still see that contrast right there between the cooler and the warmer air. Albuquerque, 79 degrees. It's nice and dry. It's nice and sunny. You don't have anything really to complain about out that way. The dew points are once again showing all across the west here, 20s and 30s for those dew points, and here across the south, 60s and even 70s as we get down towards Tally and Miami. Of course, the land where summer never really ends, and it always feels like a rainforest. The wind speeds and directions nationally. Overall, there's a couple things going on. We do have that front right here. It's not moving all too fast, and it's a little hard to see with our wind map right here. Here across Florida, we do have generally kind of this circulation, and we do have some onshore flow. And then, of course, we have some onshore flow, here on the west coast as we go over towards San Francisco, Portland, and Seattle. Satellite and radar right now looking nationally. Nothing too crazy aside from our tropical wave down here in Florida. We do have our front draped there across the Midwest, bringing a little bit of rain up towards the Chicago area. And up here in the northeast right now, also can kind of see that rain scattered out there as you get towards Burlington and up towards Maine. There's that snow over towards Minneapolis. It's still snowing up towards Bismarck, a land where we typically think of it as really cold and chilly. Snow is going to continue. And the Intermountain West still have those kind of snow showers and rain to snow kind of mixed showers right there. Seattle, you're a little too low to the ground to be seeing the snow, but just go up a few thousand feet, and it is snowing in the mountains. Here's another quick look at the tropical disturbance impacting Florida. Lots of bands of rain is going to continue to move northward with that. Storm outlook ahead of that front, there towards the St. Louis, Chicago, and Des Moines, Iowa areas. As we get down here towards the Florida area, once again, still have those chances of seeing the rain. Unfortunately, it's the wrong side of the country for who needs the rain. All across the west here, over towards the Four Corners regions. It's going to continue looking dry, and we still have the drought monitor over towards Denver, Vegas, El Paso, getting down there towards the severe and even exceptional drought in some cases. So for tonight's forecast, once again, the front is going to remain pretty apparent. Cool air up here, 12 degrees in Billings. Contrast that with 70 in Tally tonight. Overall, not too bad. Tomorrow, you can see the front really doesn't make that much of a headway. Cold air continues to stay bottled up here in Canada over towards Billings. The high is only 26 tomorrow. You're really feeling like winter. But here across the south, Texas, you're still hot. You're still feeling like summer. 80s widespread, got that humid air. Memphis over towards Atlanta and even down into Florida. We're going to keep those rain chances around, but yeah, the 80s are still going to be a big factor. Riley, what do you think about that forecast? It's not too bad, right?
No, it's definitely looking very nice there. And let's switch gears here and talk about our local forecasts. Here is our almanac today. Today we reached 87 degrees for our high. Our record is 90 degrees, so we weren't too far off from that. Our low is expected at 73 degrees, although our record well down at 30 degrees. Luckily have not reached that there. And if we take a look at our satellite and radar, here are the storms moving through the area. We can see we've had spotty showers the past couple hours. We do have a pretty nasty looking storm off to our east. We'll see if that does hold together by the time it makes it here. And if we zoom out here, we can see all across the Sunshine State, not too sunny today. Got a lot of clouds, and we have a lot of precipitation as well. All the way down to South Florida, we see the rain really start filling in on the radar there. Now, if we take a look at our temperatures right now locally, 81 degrees right now here in Tallahassee. As we head throughout the area, even up towards Thomasville, we're getting down into the low 70s, which is good there. Down towards the shore at Apalachicola, we are talking about a temperature there at 84 degrees, so a little warmer there tonight. Now, if we take a look at our dew point temperatures, they are in the 70s, so it is feeling muggy out there, even with some of that precipitation that already moved through earlier today. Tallahassee, our dew point temperature here is at 71 degrees. Now, if we take a look at our winds, they're kind of all over the place, don't have a distinct consensus on where they are going. Here in Tallahassee, we are seeing those winds from the northeast at 8 miles per hour, down towards Apalachicola, 8 miles per hour as well. That is coming from the southeast. And if we take a look at our future radar here, we can see tonight, not expecting much in terms of precipitation, but the chance for some precipitation does return for the evening tomorrow. Although we're not expecting a high chance of precipitation, but don't be caught off guard if we do see that there. Now, tonight's forecast, we can see there is the chance of storms with those thunderstorm icons. Temperatures getting down into the low 70s. In some places, we will be seeing temperatures dip into the upper 60s. Although for the majority of the region, we can see it'll be just around that 69, 70 degree mark. Down towards Apalachicola, we'll also be getting down to 70. And for tomorrow, temperatures warm up into the mid 80s. Across much of the region, here in Tallahassee, 86 degrees, up towards Madison, 85, down towards Caravelle, Apalachicola, a nice beach day, 84 degrees for you guys there. Now, this is going to be a very warm day, typical for this time of year. Hopefully we do get to see the cold front move through our area soon, but we're definitely going to have to wait at least a week before we see our temperatures really start to die down here. So with that, I'm going to send it off here to David, who will have, what are you going to have for us today, David?
We're going to take one more look at the local forecast, Riley. And the week ahead, you can see that it is going to see Thursday and Friday. Shower chances do go up on Friday, 50%. On Saturday, 50% once again. Probably more like afternoon type variety thunderstorms, as there's more moisture to work with in the atmosphere. And so look at Sunday and Monday and Tuesday. When you get into Monday, rain chances back down to 0, so it'll be beautiful weather next week with mild temperatures in the mid 80s. And so I did. And here's the World Series forecast of the Rays versus the Dodgers. And so 82 degrees today, mostly clear skies there in Dallas, Texas. And Friday for the World Series Game 3, expect a high of 56 and mostly cloudy skies there in Dallas, Texas. And here we look at the Bucks game. The Bucks, this is Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Las Vegas Raiders. I got used to saying that. Sunday, expect a high of 79 degrees under mostly sunny skies. And Sunday, the Jaguars versus the Los Angeles Chargers. Expect a high of 66 degrees under partly cloudy skies. And here, Florida State playing Louisville Cardinals in Louisville, Kentucky on Saturday. Kickoff time is at 12 o'clock. Expect temperature of 53 degrees, which is on the cool side, but great for playing football with a slight chance of showers. And now I'm going to pass things off to Riley for a look at the local weather again.
Yes, well, thanks for that, David. Now let's take a look across the state of Florida here. And if we're taking a look at our current temperatures, we are seeing temperatures across the Sunshine State currently in the low 80s to the upper 70s, depending on the region you're at. Looking at a 79-degree temperature there in Tampa. We do have some rain showing up on our current conditions if we head towards Miami into West Palm Beach. And we can see that in our dew points. We're muggy as well. At a 74-degree dew point there in Miami. Across the Sunshine State, we are seeing dew points in the low 70s. If you're lucky, like in Tampa, you're at 64 degrees with your dew point, but that is still feeling pretty muggy there. Now, if we take a look at our satellite for the region, again, we've been looking at this all night. A lot of rain here for the Florida Peninsula. We see that the radar really fill in with those greens and yellows down in southeast Florida and places like Miami and West Palm Beach, where we did see those precipitation icons showing up on our current conditions. It becomes a little bit more spotty as you head up to the northern portions of the state and into the Panhandle. So not seeing as much precipitation filled in here in the Panhandle, but we are talking about some spotty storms. We see some of these cells showing up with, those deep reds and yellows. That's where we're seeing the heaviest of the rainfall precipitation right now. Now, if we take a look towards central Florida here, or central northern Florida, I should say, northern parts of the Florida Peninsula, we are seeing conditions a little bit drier, not seeing much precipitation in Jacksonville, but you still don't want to rule out that spotty shower or storm here. Portions of central Florida now, we are also getting in on these spotty showers. Some of them look like they're dying down a little bit, so maybe as we head into tonight, won't be seeing as much precipitation for some of these areas, but still don't be caught off guard if you do get your shower there. Now, in parts of South Florida here, that's again where we're seeing the radar really fill in with the most precipitation across the Sunshine State, and that will persist as we are talking about this tropical low here. Now, if we talk about Miami's 3-day forecast here, we're seeing the wet weather persist except for your day on Friday. Friday, expect only a 20% chance of rain, so if you want to do outdoor activities, Friday is your day for that. Up in Tampa, pretty much the same story, temperatures in the mid to upper 80s throughout the next 3 days. And we're going to be wanting to get our outdoor activities done when there's a low chance of precipitation on our Friday. And out towards Orlando, a pretty fair shot, 50-50 of seeing precipitation each of the next 3 days. Temperature should be reaching 84 degrees each of those 3 days as well. Now up towards Jacksonville, we have the precipitation again. A fair shot of some scattered storms throughout the next 3 days. Temperatures in the low 80s here. Out towards Pensacola, we're talking about a dry day tomorrow, but as we head into Friday and Saturday, we do see the chance for precipitation increase there. Now, if we take a look at tonight's forecast low temperatures, we're getting down into the low 70s, upper 60s for much of the state, and as we head into today, tomorrow, we're seeing temperatures get into those 80s there, so we definitely have a lot to talk about in terms of hot weather. Now let's head off to Zach for the latest on our next local forecast.
Yeah, so we're going to take one last gander at the beautiful sunset here. Doak in the background. The sun will be out for just a few more minutes here. Sunset just before 7 o'clock hour. It's 81 still. We got those partly cloudy skies, those northeasterly winds keeping things pretty nice tonight. In between those rain bands, of course. Thomasville, like I was saying earlier, it did rain up there not too awful long ago, so we're still keeping cool because of that rain. Contrast that down here with Apalachicola. It's still 84. We're not really seeing too much of the rain down there, and never really got the chance to cool off. The wind speeds right now, it's a little hard to see what's going on. We have a couple stations not reporting, but generally an easterly component to the wind, so blowing east to west and moving those rain showers in. Right here on the radar, there's a nice little squall line kind of starting to form right here as we get west of the Dowling Park area. It's kind of moving towards Tallahassee, so hopefully if you want some rain in the next 30 to 40 minutes or so, this will kind of make its way definitely down towards Crawfordville and Sopchoppy. You guys will probably be getting this rain. Not so sure locally here if we're going to be seeing that. Zooming out just a little bit to the national picture, we're kind of here. We got this high pressure system just north of Atlanta. The whole southeast is really under the influence of that, but that tropical wave is still, as we've kind of been mentioning all night, it's kind of the theme and the name of the game. Otherwise, this front probably not going to make it this far south and really impact us anytime in the near future. We're just going to have to worry about this tropical wave. Once again, overnight tonight, things are going to kind of calm down, and then tomorrow the storms are going to refire up once again across the Big Bend of Florida and really much of the Florida peninsula. The day part forecast, looking at 9 a.m. tomorrow, partly cloudy conditions, 73 degrees, warming up to the mid-80s by the time of the afternoon, and then of course by 5 o'clock you got that afternoon commute. Those isolated storms have just come right back into the picture. In our 7-day forecast, yeah, the scattered showers and thunderstorms really aren't looking too awful bad. You know, if you want some rain, we're looking only 30% chance tomorrow and a 50% chance on Friday. Saturday, not as much of a storm threat as it is just kind of a basic rain threat. But still keeping those 50-50 chances around, but really drying off next week and starting to, well, really keeping about the same temperature and warming up. The 60s are also kind of continuing as we get into next week. So, you know, overall, it's not really too bad. We've had a pretty good look at the week, and you know, if you don't like the rain, we are kind of transitioning to a drier period. So if we can deal with the rain for a couple more days, we're not looking at anything severe or crazy, you know, Riley, I don't think this is too awful of a forecast.
No, I actually am looking forward to it getting drier again, even though we have been pretty dry as of late. Definitely not fun when you're walking outside and you get wet shoes. So.
Yeah, no, absolutely. There's lots of unintended consequences. Lots of people like the rain, but then, you know, you track the mud and the leaves in the house and everything else. So and then of course there's the commute, you know, and people have to turn on your windshield wipers and driving in the rain. I personally hate driving in the rain, but.
Oh, definitely, and it does look like we're going to close October with temperatures staying in the 80s, at least for our high temperatures. Which, you know, for me, I enjoy the hot weather. I know a lot of people here in Florida, though, are looking forward to a cold front to move through the region. Yeah,
you know, in West Virginia this time of the year, we're in the 40s and 50s. You know, we're not even really thinking about summer anymore. And in Florida, we're barely thinking about fall. And, you know, 3 years later, it's still kind of hard to get used to that. But, you know, this is fall for a lot of people, and especially people in the southern part of the state. You know, we have some cooler weather maybe in the long-range forecast, and that could be kind of exciting.
Definitely. I prefer my Octobers here in Florida rather than back in my home state of New Jersey, for sure. It's been a beautiful month in my opinion, but everybody's entitled to what they like, for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, overall, I hate to complain about the weather too much, but yeah, you need to follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/FSU Weather. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/FSU Weather. You can always watch us live on YouTube, as you are probably right now. Get your friends and family to watch. And then follow us on Instagram at FSU Weather. Riley, if they send us those pictures, we'll definitely put them on the show if we see something interesting or meteorological going on.
Definitely. We always love getting pictures from our viewers.
Yeah, engaging with the viewers. You know, it's really exciting. You know, people from all over the country end up watching FSU Weather. It's kind of cool. You know, it's bigger than just Tallahassee. Tallahassee really is a, you know, it's a global city. It has a lot of connections. It's kind of cool.
Definitely.
Well, I think that's going to do it for our Wednesday edition of FSU Weather. I appreciate and thank you for watching. I'm student meteorologist Zach Richards.
And I'm student meteorologist Riley Winch.
You have a great night, Tallahassee.